One of my first experiences of racism was that you're not like the others, you're one of us.
This lady runs along and jumps on the bus. She says, no, but I'm aware of those foreigners, they're jumping the queue. I said, what foreigners? And I'm looking at her and she's looking at me. I'm not talking about you.
When my friends say it, it really hurts you. It really hurts. And then they turn to you and they realise and say, well, I don't mean you, you're okay.
It was in my teens when I played for football for a local black nation at the Minority Football Club. We had a local game and it was against the opponent were all white. Apologies, this is the first time I'm going back to that. To be abused just because of my colour was something I never imagined people hated something for. We were spat at. We were vividly called, we were called gollywogs. Our Afro-Caribbeans were monkey chanted. They referred to our mothers as whores, and these were parents. I've never spoken about this to anybody, and I was 17 at the time, playing for under 17s league. And I never wished that on anybody, but that was one of my first experience of what true hatred is based on colour.
I felt unsafe going out to different areas, and should I ever feel like that? No. Sometimes there's good days and sometimes there's bad days, but in the past we've had what we would call office banter.
Bricklayers on the gantry shouted, we'll have the nigger, we don't want that one, because he looks like he can carry a few bricks. To which he said, look, just take the notice, it's just banter.
A gollywog, which is still offensive, but they had felt like it was no longer offensive.
I thought all that had gone. Very worrying for my family. I don't want them experiencing the things that I experienced.
I think racism has got worse. Colleagues or meetings I've gone to when Brexit first came out, a lot of it was based on colleagues saying, I want Britain to be British again. I don't quite understand that term and what it actually meant, because did it mean you didn't want anybody that was part of immigration coming in? Because potentially that's me. My parents are from the Caribbean background. I'm born here, but then did you mean me as not being accepted also? And that was unfortunately union counterparts.
With my daughter, she applied for a job and a friend used her CV as a template and she got the job and my daughter didn't. And my daughter couldn't understand that. She said because they looked at my name.
I would always tell the person, first of all, that they were offending me, and secondly, that if they repeated the offence, I would be going to a manager and reporting them. Be myself, not to get angry, not to shout back at them over offensive things, because at the end of the day, we're all human beings.
In more unionised workplaces, we do challenge it. I challenge it. It's about educating the person across the table what the rights and wrongs are. You know, what they're actually saying isn't actually how it should be. The workplaces where the union is better organised is challenged in there, but where there isn't, I think it's going to go under the radar.
We challenged it, but not in a negative, more in an educational, so that they were aware that just don't use that word. And I would also state that black people prefer to be called black people.
It's okay to talk about racism. Talk about it. You know, one should not hide